PFAS are a family of man-made compounds that have been used in household products for many, many years.
They are also known as the forever chemicals because they don't break down easily in the environment or in the human body.
The public should be concerned about PFAS in drinking water because the EPA has been studying this for some time, and they've determined that there's some health hazards associated with PFAS at certain levels.
They have established a maximum contaminant level, a regulatory threshold that happened about 2 years ago, and water utilities have until 2029 to comply with that regulation.
PFAS can get into the water supply in a number of different methods. Through runoff, these products have been applied, as I mentioned, firefighting foam has been used in the past. Sometimes a runoff event from a rainstorm can wash some of those PFAS into the water supply.
They can also get into the water supply through industries that may be using or producing PFAS-containing products in their industrial process. In that case, the PFAS would end up at a public wastewater treatment plant that also cannot remove them from the waste stream and then flow on to the receiving water.
And then finally, even us consumers, we're using PFAS products in our daily lives every day, whether it's a non-stick pot, fire retardant on carpets and those sorts of things. So they wash in or they leach off of those products over time and enter our water supply that way.
So Fairfax Water is taking a number of steps to address PFAS contamination. First, we're monitoring both in our source water and in our drinking water treatment plant.
Our existing water treatment process does not remove PFAS. It wasn't designed to do that. We have built a small pilot plant to study different filter media that are capable of removing PFAS. We are also accelerating a project to install a new chemical feed system for powder activated carbon at our Griffith Water Treatment Plant, which is sourced by the Occoquan Reservoir. And with that powder activated carbon, we've already done some testing and know that it will have a significant reduction in the amount of PFAS in the treated drinking water.
Fairfax Water is collaborating with regional partners to evaluate PFAS and see how they move through our watershed so we can stop them at the source.
We embarked on a multi-year study with the Occoquan Watershed Monitoring Laboratory, which is an arm of Virginia Tech, to take PFAS samples throughout the watershed and try to do some forensic analysis about where the highest concentrations of PFAS are and what sources may be contributing to that PFAS. We are also working at a regulatory level and a legislative level to address sources of PFAS. Last year, we worked with Delegate Bulova to introduce a bill to mitigate sources of PFAS, specifically in the Occoquan watershed. Fairfax Water has filed litigation against manufacturers of PFAS. And while we can't provide additional information at this time, that case is still pending. And we're hoping that any proceeds from that can be used towards reducing the cost of treating for PFAS in the drinking water system over time.
PFAS levels at our Potomac facilities are consistently below the EPA standards. At our Griffith facilities, our Occoquan facilities, PFAS standards occasionally exceed the new EPA standards.
We are committed to meeting the standard that is established by EPA, which is April of 2029. I have a pilot plant here behind me that we are doing some studies to look at how we can treat the PFAS and remove it from the water supply. This is just one example of some of the things we're doing here, but we will be in full compliance by the date of April 2029.
Fairfax Water believes the polluters of the PFAS compounds have a responsibility to help pay for the removal of these compounds in the drinking water. And that is one of the reasons that we have filed a suit against several PFAS manufacturers. Beyond that, we are planning within our rate structure to cover the capital and operating costs for PFAS treatment and removal. And those costs will be shared not only by Fairfax Water's retail customers, but our wholesale customers throughout the Northern Virginia region.
If residents are worried about PFAS in their water, there are several important steps they can take, including avoiding non-stick cookware and stain-resistant fabrics.
Well, I would encourage residents who are worried about PFAS to just learn more. There's a lot of information out there about what PFAS are, where they come from, so we can all take steps in our personal lives to limit our exposure, number one, and also limit the discharge and adding to the problem over time.